And welcome to the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium as we're just waiting for Real Madrid to take to the pitch in their home game against that team there in yellow, Villarreal. Real Madrid coming into this game second in the table with 43 points from 20 games. It'll be a difficult game against the Villarreal side, who are fifth with 33 points, and they're led by Raúl. Here's Real Madrid, and big day for this young man, number 33, Álvaro Mejía, young central defender who will be playing alongside Raúl Bravo in central defence.
Villarreal is one of those teams that allows you to play. His pass and move philosophy is a good team to play against for Real Madrid. This is a team that comes wide open. They don't tend to defend very well, so they should be a fun game to watch.
Certainly should. We'll give you the lineups. Real Madrid, it's not a typical lineup for Madrid. We've got Iker Casillas in goal, of course, Roberto Carlos and Míchel Salgado, the fullbacks, Raúl Bravo and Álvaro Mejía in central defence. Central midfield, we've got Guti, who's partnering David Beckham, back in action after the ankle injury he picked up against Murcia a couple of weeks ago. Figo will be on the right, and Santiago Solari on the left instead of Zidane, and Raúl and Ronaldo leading the attack. For Villarreal, as you say, it's a very attacking lineup. Pepe Reina in goal, Belletti, Ballesteros, Quique Álvarez and Arruabarrena. In defence, both fullbacks like to push forward. Central midfield, Battaglia and Martí. And basically four attacking players, José Mari, J.R Riquelme will be the link man between midfield and attack, and Sonny Anderson leading the line. So basically Villarreal, unlike a lot of teams, have not come to the Bernabéu to defend.
Well, Villarreal is kind of a philosophy of Boca Juniors. They have Arruabarrena, Battaglia and Riquelme, three of them former Boca Juniors players. Riquelme won the Intercontinental Cup. Battaglia was the captain of Boca Juniors, and also four former players of Barcelona: Reina, Quique Álvarez, Riquelme himself and Sonny Anderson. Neither of them did very well in Barcelona.
That's true. None of them really made it in Barcelona, but they'll probably want to show something here in the Bernabéu. Reina, I think of all of those, probably the best, the young goalkeeper. He was very unlucky to leave Barcelona. He got his chance at 18 years old when the team was playing very badly. Still not playing that well at the moment. But Reina, since moving to Villarreal, has proved he is an excellent keeper, and people are saying that in the next 2 or 3 years he could well be forcing his way into the Spain squad, probably be as a reserve to Iker Casillas.
Yeah, maybe Real Madrid have to keep an eye on Riquelme. Riquelme is in a very tough season for him. Here we see Benito Flores, a former Real Madrid coach. He won the cup in Madrid.
And the 1992-1993 Benito Flores, in a season Madrid had a good year. They finished second in the table, but they compensated by winning the Copa del Rey, beating Zaragoza 2-0 with Benito Floro in charge.
As we said, for Riquelme, it's a very important season, this one. He's got to prove that he belongs to Barcelona, although
he had a poor year last year. He's been loaned out this season to a smaller club to see what he can do.
Well, Barca are kind of in a mess right now.
Problem for Riquelme is that he doesn't have a European passport, which always makes it difficult if anyone has any doubts whether to keep him in the squad, whether to keep him or not.
And the problems for Barca, well, is they have a mirror, and the mirror is Real Madrid. Real Madrid performing so well, Barcelona underachieving, and that hurts a lot in Barcelona.
There's Belletti giving the ball away to Roberto Carlos, both teammates, of course, in the Brazilian national side. And they'll be up against each other today, and I suspect there won't be that much friendship. David Beckham getting straight into action there for Madrid. It's good to see. He picked up an ankle injury just after Christmas playing against Murcia. It was 3 weeks ago. Didn't seem to be that much of an injury, but he got infected, unfortunately, and he's had him sidelined for a little bit longer than expected. In fact, in a recent press conference, he was asked to show his ankle on the table, and it was most unpleasant. It's all red and inflamed, and rather you than me.
Well, but it's probably good at the same. Of course, it's not good when a player gets injured, but it's probably good because that way he can rest. Real Madrid have to keep an eye on the future. The future means the Kings Cup, the Copa del Rey, and also the Champions League, that it's coming within a month. And,
exactly.
And the season is going to get very tough.
Exactly. There's José Mari trying to get the ball into Riquelme, but the ball robbed by Mejía. Beckham, nice pass out to Luís Figo out on the right. Figo looking sharp in these early moments of the game. Just cutting inside, Battaglia there, Figo to Ronaldo! Managed to turn Ronaldo, but the ball just running away from the Brazilian striker. Good move though from Madrid. I think that illustrates that what we said about Villarreal. They like to attack, but they're going to leave themselves open on occasions.
Well, it's a move in which Riquelme loses the ball in the edge of a penalty area. Real Madrid very quickly. Guti to Raúl, back to Guti, Guti to Figo, Figo to Ronaldo, just in 10 seconds.
That's the pace of this Real Madrid when they get it right. There is a rather unhappy-looking Riquelme, has to be said. Raúl Bravo, a lot of responsibility for Bravo today. He's only got young Álvaro Mejía playing alongside him, so even though this is Bravo's first full season playing at central defence, he has to take the lead. No Pavón or Elguera.
But he's adjusting to the role very well. Of course, he's got that extra speed that allows you, for his inexperience in that role,
just allows you to compensate, and that speed will be important today against players like José Mari and J.R. who do like to run at the defence. There was J.R. just chesting it back to Belletti. And Ballesteros, the big central defender for Villarreal. Battaglia inside to Martí, just playing neat football there, Villarreal. Play on, says Daudén Ibáñez, the referee. And there's Solari feeding Roberto Carlos, lines up the shot. Roberto Carlos blocked by Ballesteros, and this time the referee has penalised Roberto Carlos for a little nudge on his fellow Brazilian Belletti. To be fair, it doesn't look to be that much in there, maybe just stumbles against him.
It's line contact. Both players look for the ball. Looks like a 50-50 challenge. So Arruabarrena is a good left back.
Good solid play, doesn't really make many mistakes. Rodolfo Arruabarrena.
Here's Riquelme. Real Madrid are going to watch Riquelme very close.
He's very, very good with the ball at his feet. An excellent pass for the ball. Maybe lacks a little bit of speed. A little bit of speed and movement, Riquelme, but with the ball at his feet, he is capable of opening up most defences. They see Benito Floro behind David Beckham, just trying to organise his Villarreal side. Real Madrid got a free kick, though, for that obstruction on Beckham.
Riquelme had to settle down in his first season. The pace of the Argentinian Championship is much slower, and probably because of that, he didn't make an impact in Barcelona.
It's true. I think if teams sign players like that, they really should bear in mind that it's a completely different pace of league and make a little bit of allowance. Barcelona didn't seem to show any understanding of that, and as such, they've not.
They didn't have any patience either.
No, they haven't.
Riquelme is an outstanding player.
They've not got the good use out of who was basically a very good player.
I mean, in a way, he was called the Argentinian Zidane. That was as high as everybody saw Riquelme.
Praise indeed. Here's another Argentinian who's not a bad player at all, Solari, who is indeed today covering for Zinedine Zidane. Gets there, makes a space, gets the ball across, but Pepe Reina was down to cut the cross out. We've had 5-6 minutes here in the Santiago Bernabéu. No score yet, but it's promising to be an open game.
Well, Solari also deserves a lot of praise. It's very tough for him to make the first team with Figo, with Raúl, Ronaldo, Zidane, but each time the team needs something from the Argentinian, he's ready to give everything.
Always delivers, and he's a pretty frequent goal scorer as well, Santi Solari. Just before that, we saw Iker Casillas very quickly off his line, reading the ball well, the Madrid keeper. It's with José Mari, inside to Riquelme. Martí, moving the ball around reasonably well, Villarreal. It's Battaglia. Belletti.
Very offensive right back.
Gets forward very well. Sometimes leaves a little bit of space behind him, and Roberto Carlos, I'm sure, will be looking to exploit that. That's a great pass there to J.R. Antonio J.R. pulled across the face of goal, and Mejía got a very important interception in there. Ronaldo, now a chance for Madrid. Villarreal have just been caught in attack a little bit. Figo. And Ronaldo just looking dangerous, finds Raúl. Lovely little pass there from Ronaldo, and Raúl wound up for the shot, but he just pulled that a little bit wide of Reina's post.
Real Madrid recovering the ball very quickly. Anderson was offside, while was not.
And then Mejía getting an important foot in there. Well, it's been a pretty lively 7.5 minutes to start the game off. No goals yet, but certainly the promise of some to come. Here's Arruabarrena.
Well, the game pretty much living up to the hype. Well, we talked.
Exactly.
Villarreal is a team that allows you to play.
A team that have basically been in constant progression for the last 4 or 5 years since they returned to the Primera Liga. It's not a big club, or it's not even a very big town they're from. It's only basically a village outside Castellón. I think 60,000 people live in Villarreal.
Yeah, pretty much.
But the club president, Fernando Roch, has got a lot of money. He's involved in the ceramics business, and he's quite happy to pour a lot of his fortune into building what is a successful team. And the good thing is they're doing it step by step. They're not expecting to go from the second division to the championship one year. They're doing it bit by bit. It's a constant possession from Villarreal, which means that they basically never extend themselves, and they're looking very confident here in the Bernabéu. They'll have to be, though, because they're against Luís Figo and David Beckham finding Ronaldo. Ronaldo, lovely turn, works a space. Raúl trying to set up the Brazilian. It's dropped to Guti. Lovely pass from Guti. Oh, once again over from Solari. Little bit overhit.
Beckham had no chance.
Beckham can't get to that one. But once again, Madrid, once they've got the ball, just working it around very, very well.
The family of the president of Villarreal are very involved in sports. One of the brothers owns Palmesa Valencia, basketball team. The other brother was, not now, not anymore, but was the president of Valencia.
Not a particularly popular president of Valencia, has to be said. As Santiago Solari forces a corner there, just had the space, didn't think about the shot.
Well, Floro is kind of complaining lately of the behavior of his players, saying that they're not really involved in what he wants.
That's a bit harsh, because considering they're 5th in the table. Beckham, lovely cross from Beckham. Cleared by Quique Álvarez. Gets it back, Beckham from Míchel Salgado. Just bounced up badly on him, but he's taking it past José Mari and gives it back to Míchel. Ten minutes on the clock, it's still 0-0 in the Bernabéu, but a chance here as Roberto Carlos finds space. Looks up, floats a lovely ball in there. And Ronaldo did very well just to set Figo up, just bounced under the Portuguese winger's foot. And Villarreal looking for Sonny Anderson, but straight through to Iker Casillas.
Sonny Anderson coming from Lyon, where he performed really well. It was as big as a club Villarreal want to become.
Reina looked as if he went outside his area there, Pepe Reina. Probably accidental, but he definitely carried the ball over the line. In which case that should have been a free kick and a booking. Bit of a let-off there for Reina.
To the replay.
Has the referee given it after in the end? Let's have a look. Just slips out, and the whole of the ball has to be over the liner.
It's a close call. It should. The body.
He reacts quickly. I think that probably is, but the thing is, the difficulty is Reina's got his body between the ball and the linesman, and of course it's the linesman who has to give that decision, and the linesman can't see if it's all gone over, so it's a little bit unlucky there for Real Madrid. I think they probably should have had a free kick for that one, and Reina would have picked up a booking. Although I don't think there's a great deal of intent in that, but it would have been a booking.
It's in the rules.
That is J.R.
Up and down player, J.R. coming from Las Palmas.
Another player who's very, very quick, likes to take people on. Perhaps he should score a few more goals.
He's one of those players who have everything but never put it together. Of course, he's very young and probably still learning the game.
That's a good cross in there from Belletti, and Iker was at full stretch to cut the ball out. and then has the presence of mind to look for the early clearance, but Ballesteros is underneath it.
But so far, from what we've seen, Real Madrid are pretty comfortable.
Yeah, that early burst from Villarreal just seems to have died down a wee bit, and it's Madrid who are now starting to dominate possession. There's David Beckham.
Good ball.
Spreading it to Figo, just bounced up a little bit there on Figo. There's Battaglia again.
Here comes Belletti once again.
Pushing forward all the time there. Which against most teams is good, but against a team that has someone like Roberto Carlos could be asking for trouble.
It's a nice steal, actually, one of our fellow countrymen.
Well, they've allowed Anderson to turn. That was a decent effort there. It just bounced up on Iker.
The shots are wide. That is something you have to avoid. A team like Villarreal, they score a lot of goals. They like to shoot, and they do it very well.
Got good reasonable contact on that, but it was pretty straightforward for Iker Casillas, who got his whole body behind the ball and held on to it without too many problems. Ball's upfield now. It's a throw-in for Madrid, which Míchel Salgado will take. With Roberto Carlos, Santiago Solari, and now Guti. Luís Figo getting involved. Madrid just keeping a little bit of possession here. Here's Figo carrying on his run to Solari. Nice little dummy there from Solari. Figo gets the ball back. Solari, Santiago Solari, shooting chance, and 1-0 to Real Madrid. Santiago Solari kept his run going and just took the layoff from Figo and planted a low shot, which ended up in the back of the net. Not much Reina could do about that one.
First goal in the Liga from Solari is what we just said. It's not a first choice from Carlos Queiroz, of course. He's got a lot of talent ahead of him, but each time Real Madrid needs something from the former River Plate player, here is Solari. Nice turn by Figo.
Actually, I wonder if there's a little tug on Figo there. I think Figo's thinking about... Let's have a look at this again. Figo looks if he's going to go himself. Gets held back by Quique Álvarez, but Solari has the presence of mind to get into the area, hits that low shot. You know, it's close to Reina, but it's
shielding the ball.
It's right along the ground. It's that area where it's difficult for a keeper to get an arm to quickly. So it looks like a bad error from Reina. Maybe he could have done a bit better, but a lot of credit to Solari for hitting that shot low and hard.
And everything coming from the right wing. Real Madrid moving the ball with a lot of patience. And it's very important to go up 1-0 against a team like Villarreal, because they play an open football. And now, because they're trailing 1-0, they will have to go on attack even more. Well, that leaves a lot of gaps for players like Ronaldo.
There's a lot of time to go. Yeah, we just had 15 minutes in the Santiago Bernabéu, but we've already opened the scoring. 14 minutes. Santiago Solari drilling that left foot shot past Pepe Reina. There is Solari quickly in on Belletti, and now Guti moving things. Nothing like a goal to give you a bit of confidence. Play on, says the referee again. Luís Figo not fouling. Martí, according to Daudén Ibáñez. He's now with José Mari.
Very quick player from Milan.
Also a bit of history, of course, across town with Atletico Madrid, which is why he's attracting a few more whistles than the rest of his compatriots.
Well, the thing is, he's got a long history. He was playing for Sevilla, and at what time he was labelled as the new Raúl, which is
optimistic.
Yeah, you kind of see it now. It's been like several years since that came, and you have to laugh about it pretty much, because he's never really got any close to Raúl. But at that time, because he was labelled as the new Raúl, then Atletico Madrid signed him kind of to try to battle Real Madrid. And it, of course, never happened, actually.
As it never happens with lots of players who sign for Atletico Madrid.
Well, Atletico Madrid ended up losing the category, going down to second division, and selling
José Mari
to Milan.
Which shows he had a good spell at Atletico, but it never really worked out for him in Italy, so he's back in Spain. He had a spell at Atletico, a second spell, didn't work out for him. yet again there. And now he's at Villarreal, so it's almost the last chance saloon for José Mari now.
And it's only 25.
He's a skillful player who's very quick. Sometimes you got to wonder about his mental focus. He sort of loses it on occasions, let's say.
And sometimes he loses. He
gets silly bookings, silly sendings off for reacting.
And it looks like he's tired of football.
Here's Figo. Got Ballesteros against him. Done well though, Luís Figo. Once again, Santiago Solari making space on the left of midfield. Looks inside, he's got Guti in support. Instead he goes back to Roberto Carlos. And Raúl Bravo, just showing a bit of patience, Madrid, but Bravo, that's easily cut out by José Mari. Looks up, José Mari looking for the long pass through, and that's a decent ball, Bravo. Oof, doing half a job there, Bravo, but allowed J.R to get the shot in. And Iker Casillas, as ever, alert.
Well, at least...
tipping it over, Iker has a few little words to himself. He's a great one for having a mutter when things don't work out, Iker. Bravo doesn't quite get the contact on that he wants to, and there Iker stretches out a hand.
But it's not an easy shot for J.R. He's off balance, and that is, give credit to Bravo for that.
The corner from Riquelme, and Iker Casillas at full stretch, plucking that one out of the sky. But just a little bit too hasty with his throw-out. Quite often Iker's throw-outs are very effective weapons for Real Madrid. They get the counter-attacks going. That time just a little bit too quick. Arruabarrena got across.
Who is quicker than anybody else?
So it's Mejía.
Good ball from Mejía. Takes all the pressure off.
Roberto Carlos. It's Figo switching wings again, but Solari's knockback not that cool.
Good work by Figo. Moving all the way from left to right, recovering the ball.
Just helping Bravo out of trouble there. With Figo again. Raúl dropping deep. Once again, Madrid just looking a little bit ominous when they start to build a move. Salgado getting forward. Figo's at the heart of everything in this move. Gives it to Beckham. Beckham now to Guti. Guti to Raúl. Raúl Ronaldo. Lovely move there from Madrid. Showed real patience. And Ronaldo was very unlucky. Just couldn't get a little bit better control on that, because had he done that, that would have been a shooting chance. When Ronaldo has a shooting chance, it tends to end up in the back of the net. As it is, Madrid will be reasonably happy as we just passed the 20-minute mark in the Santiago Bernabéu. Santiago Solari's 14th minute goal giving them the lead.
What surprises me before, of course, a 1-0 is a good result for Real Madrid. But Real Madrid are playing very well. They're making Villarreal look like an average team. They started well with that move by Riquelme in the opening minute, pretty much. But since then...
José Mari getting a shot in, once again not getting the contact he would have liked. Iker able to make a pretty straightforward save.
Then after that shot of José Mari, Villarreal look like lost on the pitch, not performing the football.
I think they're looking quite lively in attack, but they're struggling in defence against Madrid. But a lot of teams struggle in defence against Madrid, obviously.
Especially weak in midfield, not holding Figo. Not holding Solari, Guti, Beckham.
I think what's happened is Figo's moving inside. Here's Guti to Ronaldo. Shooting chance for Guti, perhaps went unselfishly to give the ball to Ronaldo. Good save from Reina. What's happening is Figo's cutting inside, and he's giving Madrid that extra man in the middle, and that just allows them to play a passing game. And so far so good for Madrid. Lovely move there, and Ronaldo got a good contact on the shot. Pepe Reina able to make the block.
We just saw Guti going all the way to the edge of a penalty area. That is something Martí and Battaglia are failing to avoid.
Does well there, Reina reacts, but a good shot from Ronaldo. Just, I mean, if you just compare those last two shots, you know, Ronaldo's shot has real venom in it, whereas José Mari's shot is on target, but it's never going to threaten Iker Casillas. There's Benito Floro having a few words with Antonio J.R, just trying to correct his position a little bit. In fact, it looks like José Mari and J.R are switching wings. Roberto Carlos sliding in a little bit there on José Mari. I think the winger just showing him a little bit of the ball there. Daudén Ibáñez producing the first yellow card of the game, which is for Roberto Carlos on 22 minutes. Just a fraction, one of those tackles, isn't it, where you're a fraction of a second late, it looks a lot worse than it is. Although it must have hurt José Mari, I'm sure, but not so much bad intention as bad timing. So Belletti to take the free kick. I'm sure his teammates who'd all gone forward for the cross into the box will be really grateful that they decided to send that one backwards. So with Riquelme, Juan Román Riquelme.
Been shy this first 20 minutes.
Good ball in there, but Roberto Carlos making a nice clearing header. Yeah, I wonder if the big game, the big ground is just having its effect on Riquelme.
Well, he should be used to that from the derbies back in Argentina between Boca and Independiente, Boca and River Plate, Boca Racing. But of course he wants to prove that he belongs
in the Primera Liga.
And I'm on the elite.
Aguirre forcing a corner and Riquelme will take it. Ballesteros we want to keep an eye on here. That was Mejía getting a challenge in there, not getting a great clearance but making himself difficult there. Beckham just overrunning the ball in his haste to find Solari. Riquelme again looking up, and that's easy for Iker Casillas, who's come off his line. Once again, Iker looks to get the clearance long. Once again, a little bit over hasty. Well, of course, the day he gets that right, he's set his team up with a one-on-one. Arruabarrena again.
Good work by Guti.
Winning possession in there, Ballesteros. Always without doubt the hard man in this Villarreal side.
One of the hardest in the Liga. It's very important, that work of Guti in the middle that allows Real Madrid to make it hard for Villarreal. That way ball will never reach Riquelme in a good situation.
Once again, Guti's fought his way into the team, and once in the team, he's starting to show this season the maturity that shows that he actually deserves an extended run. Quite often we've seen Guti come in, play 2 or 3, 4 good games, lose it, go back on the bench, play well for a couple of games again, but never find that consistency. This year we're seeing a bit more consistent play there from Guti, and there Mejía doing a good job to just shield out Sonny Anderson and see the ball back to Casillas.
Nice turn by Guti.
Just finding Mejía, who's looking very assured, Álvaro Mejía, in these opening 25 minutes of the game. There's Figo. Oh, lovely turn from Figo, just skipping past Arruabarrena and Battaglia. Has the presence of mind to look up, but just overhitting that ball to Santiago Solari, but well-deserved round of applause from the crowd there for Figo. Lovely close control.
Well, 2 in a row going past Arruabarrena. Arruabarrena's a very good left back. That was a sensational piece of skills from Figo.
Just went past him as if he was stood still.
Good ball from Beckham.
They're looking nice and fluid in attack, Madrid, and Ronaldo's control just letting him down again. Reina mishits his clearance. Figo again, but I think the referee's blown. Not quite sure what he's blown there.
Well, I tell you something, the dribble against Quique Álvarez was sensational.
Once again. Well, it's hard to quite work out what Daudén Ibáñez has blown there. Maybe handball?
Handball, yeah, it looks like. Good help by Roberto Carlos.
Sonny Anderson trying to get past the Madrid defence, but Bravo and Roberto Carlos doing a good job, and in the end the throw-in goes Madrid's way. Good long throw there from Roberto Carlos. And there Figo has worked really hard all this first half, gets in to make the challenge. Still a little bit of defending for Madrid to do. It's Arruabarrena, but that's given away, and David Beckham was alert there. Ronaldo, here's the danger when the Brazilian gets the ball and runs at defences. Ronaldo threatening to go all the way, but just lost his way a tiny bit there, allowing Ballesteros to get in.
He was going 1 against 5.
You've seen him do it. And Mejía getting another good challenge in.
Ronaldo is so good that we expect him to do it always.
Yep. Not even Superman can do it on every occasion. It's Figo again. Worked himself a little space for the cross, Luís Figo. Good ball back. Guti gets the shot in, and Pepe Reina.
Nice shot by Beckham.
Beckham on his left foot.
And the ball got caught a bit behind. But nice strike anyway.
Once again,
from Beckham.
great work from Figo. And there, Reina, who tries to catch that, doesn't he? And it just slips out of his hand. Not having a happy evening so far, Pepe Reina. Villarreal cleared that one, but it's straight back with Madrid. Míchel Salgado, Mr. Dependable at the back, fires in a diagonal cross. Quique Álvarez gets up, not a good header. Raúl flicking onto Ronaldo. Once again, danger for Madrid, but this time Villarreal able to scramble it clear.
Nice work by Solari.
That's a good run from Battaglia, and in the end he's just managed to force the free kick.
It's probably a foul of Solari, but it's a very intelligent one. That is a tactical foul.
Just leaves a little bit of an arm on him then. There's not much contact there, but I think Battaglia actually was quite grateful for the chance to go down. He looked to have run out of steam, but
it's important because that halts the counter-attack of Villarreal.
Exactly. We've had one booking today, which was Roberto Carlos on 22 minutes for a little bit of a late challenge on José Mari. It's back with Quique Álvarez, whose father used to coach Barcelona's B team.
Yeah, he never made it actually to the A team.
Never played for him. Maybe went on a pre-season training, didn't he? And just never actually played a competitive game for Barca. At least not for the first team. Went to Lleida to let it up in Catalonia in the second division.
He's having an excellent career though in Villarreal.
Yeah, solid, yeah, but unspectacular central defender, which is what you want if you want to have a reasonable Primera Liga team.
He's the sort of player that when he retires, you will look back and say, hey,
he played
this man, he plays
250, 300 games, yeah.
10 full seasons.
There's Belletti taking on Roberto Carlos. Good challenge from Roberto Carlos, just stretching that foot across. Half an hour in the Bernabéu, it's still Real Madrid 1. That goal scored by Solari on 14 minutes. Villarreal 0. Some more defending for Madrid to do. Roberto Carlos, he does so often getting up and clearing on the near post. I think Iker would have had that, but as Roberto Carlos is telling him, if I didn't hear a shout, I have to put it out. Villarreal's 4th corner of the night. Yet to make one count though, and they won't make that one count because it's overhit. Arruabarrena's working hard to keep it in, but he can't do, and Míchel Salgado will take the throw in as Carlos Queiroz takes a little stroll from the dugout. Benito Floro, the Villarreal coach, who's a former Madrid coach, doesn't look happy at all, does he?
No.
His team are losing 1-0, they're not playing that badly.
Very demanding coach. He was the first one to put a psychologist in a football team in Spain. He did it to Albacete and then to Real Madrid.
Oh, here's danger. Ronaldo. Once again, Ronaldo. Lovely little dummy Ronaldo. He couldn't quite get that shot on target, but he had. Flora looking even more worried, and the Villarreal defence looking bemused. Lovely step over there, 2-3 from him. Skips past Battaglia.
I imagine being a centre back facing Ronaldo. All those step overs, you just don't know where Ronaldo is going.
Especially Ronaldo in your penalty area. Maybe outside the penalty area, you don't worry about putting that foot in and think, well, if I don't get the ball, I can still bring him down. Although that's not as easy said than done. But in your penalty area, must be terrifying, because you know if you get your challenge wrong, it's at the very, very least it's going to be a penalty. Here's Solari.
Good work by Roberto Carlos.
Once again, Roberto Carlos has made space, and Solari nearly took advantage of it. There's Raúl, once again Guti, this time looking to thread the ball through the middle. Just a little bit of control in the middle of the penalty area, just letting Raúl down. But Madrid looking inspired. Beckham won it back, lost this time.
That was a very good pass from Guti, but it's at the same time being very good, it's very tough to control. Of course, if you control it, it's a one-on-one against the keeper.
It is asking a lot. It's hit firmly, it's running away from you. All you can do is stick out a foot and hope it sticks. Which in this case it didn't. Offside against Anderson.
Good work of Real Madrid shutting down Anderson for sure.
And Benito Floro still not looking very happy.
But what do you expect? You're facing Real Madrid, one of the best Real Madrids in history.
Certainly.
It could have been probably 2-3 goals already for Real Madrid. It's only one.
Free kick
You
for...
keep complaining.
It could be another one now. It's a free kick. It's 35 yards out of the area. Little foul there on Solari. So we're in territory for maybe just a hair's breadth offside there. Anderson.
Completely left by Ballesteros, not knowing what he was going to do.
Well, we're in Roberto Carlos range here. I've seen him hit them. I've seen him hit them on target. I've seen him hit them into the wall, and I've seen him hit them into the crowd. But when they go on target, they're pretty spectacular.
I wouldn't like to be in the wall.
I'd never want to be in the wall against Roberto Carlos. Oh, and that was pretty spectacular. But this time, found Pepe Reina in the middle of the Villarreal goal.
Sometimes you tend to have a rebound after that situation.
Did well to hang on to it, because I mean Roberto Carlos hits those very hard. A few jeers for José Mari. Look at José Mari in the wall. He's trying to cover all of the bases with his arms there.
Jordi is an arm guard and bodyguard.
I think José Mari's posture in the wall basically says everything about having to face one of those Roberto Carlos free kicks.
It's a foul of Míchel Salgado. It's a typical foul I never understand. There is, if it's a clean move from Míchel Salgado, of course he shows a full of studs there, but if he doesn't, it's impossible that he can win the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have to leave that ball.
No,
otherwise you commit a foul.
Of course not. You've got to go in.
In England, it's a foul that we're usually not called, or not that often.
Maybe a bit more these days, but that's simply because sort of FIFA, more European rulings are getting brought in. But yeah, in the old days, you could basically go in like that and nobody would think twice.
As long as you don't touch the player, it's not a foul.
Well, the thing is, it's difficult.
And you don't force the player to jump to avoid the tackle.
If you're going in towards the player with your studs up, you've got to give a foul. But if you're past him, or gone through him like that.
Yeah, the thing is, in this situation, Salgado was quicker.
Yeah, exactly. I don't see what the problem is. Well, we've got 9 minutes to go of the first half here in Madrid. It's still Real Madrid 1, Villarreal 0, and there is Salgado trying to join the party, bursting through, just losing his balance there on the edge of the area. Play on again, says Daudén Ibáñez. Now Riquelme trying to get away from Guti. Neat work there from Riquelme and Guaire, and José Mari trying to go into the box, but
very well protected.
Excellent defending from Roberto Carlos, who just used that pace of his to block out José Mari and Riquelme. I think he would have liked the ball crossed a bit earlier.
Nice counter-attack by Riquelme.
Salgado in hard there on Riquelme from behind. don't think there's anything there. He just loses. If there's anything, it's Battaglia who just puts Míchel off balance, and then he collides with Arruabarrena, who stuck a leg out. Maybe you could give something of the first one. Just a little impasse in the game as Villarreal catch their breath, and Madrid allow them to, and if they continue passing the ball out of the back like that, Madrid will let them have all the time they want in defence. Goal kick straight through to Iker Casillas. Quique Álvarez annoyed with himself.
As long as Villarreal keep playing this way, Real Madrid have no need to be worried.
Yeah, they're playing some quite nice football, Villarreal, but they're lacking that bit of conviction, aren't they, in the last 25 yards? They're not playing. I mean, they're certainly footballing wise, they're one of the best teams I think we've seen so far this season in the Bernabéu. Athletic Bilbao played very well, lost 3-0. However, Villarreal, they're playing quite well, and at the moment they're losing 1-0. But we've seen a lot of teams who have played a lot worse than this.
They probably lack that killer instinct.
Exactly. I think that's something that playing in the Bernabéu does to you. It makes you think, well, we can't win here. We're up against Real Madrid. The ball seemed to go out, but the linesman, who was right there, didn't agree. So as it is, David Beckham working hard, recovers possession. It's a little pass back from Guti, and there Beckham, lovely turn, just took two players out of the game straight away. Gives the ball to Raúl, who wins the free kick, and once again I think Battaglia kicks the ball away and earns himself a booking rather foolishly. I think once again Roberto Carlos might be just on Luís Figo's back there, isn't he? Roberto Carlos might fancy his chances again. It's a lovely turn from Beckham.
This one is a bit closer. Could be Beckham.
I'm sure José Mari will be praying that it is David Beckham and not Roberto Carlos.
It's unlikely that Beckham hits the wall.
It's a bit more, well, and we've seen Beckham hit them from this angle. He scored a good goal against Malaga earlier this season away from home with an angle like that. Still slightly better suited for a left footer. But it does create the question for Reina, which post does he cover? He got across very well because it was David Beckham, and Reina got across well, covered a lot of ground, stopped what would have been Madrid's second of the night.
And the ball was on target, bit soft, but indeed on target.
And once again Benito Floro not happy with what he's seeing. I bet he's going to be a real bundle of joy in the dressing rooms at half-time for the Villarreal players. That's a foul, surely. Bit of shirt pulling on Raúl, and all of a sudden, two bookings for Villarreal in a very short period of time. It's Martí who's picked up the yellow card there, becoming the third player into the referee's book, the other being Roberto Carlos, and just a minute before, Battaglia.
Well, there's problems for Villarreal. Their pair of centre halves already booked.
So great free kick from Beckham, because he just goes on the outside of the wall, and Reina has to get across a long way. As it is, got another chance. This might be more of a cross. Let's have a look. It is indeed. It's well met by Ballesteros. It's given away to José Mari. Chance for Villarreal, who have got 6 players in attack. José Mari.
Well stopped by Beckham. That forces
Battaglia, and Raúl Bravo getting the important header in. Madrid have got men back, and that counter-attack from Villarreal has broken down.
Beckham lost the ball, but he defended very well. That forced José Mari to send the ball to one of the two wings.
That's one of the things Beckham does very well. You know, people don't give him enough credit for the work he does off the ball. Especially in this Real Madrid side, he's back covering all the time. He really takes his responsibilities very, very seriously indeed. As does this man, Míchel Salgado. And once again, this time it's Guti who loses possession. And another chance for Villarreal. That's hit hard and firm, but Ballesteros.
Expect Ballesteros to score from out of a penalty area.
Maybe a little bit fortunate for Real Madrid that the person winning the ball there is the Villarreal central defender, rather than J.R or Anderson. That's he's got a good shot on him, but he didn't quite, let's be honest, direct that particularly effectively, Ballesteros. More danger to the ball boys than to Iker Casillas, who has 2.5 minutes until the break. Still 1-0 to Madrid.
Good hustle by José Mari.
And there's Solari, who has scored the only goal of the game so far on 14 minutes with a powerful left foot shot past Pepe Reina. Roberto Carlos and Solari. Edge of the area, he's got Roberto Carlos with him, doesn't need him, he's worked the shooting chance and just behind Raúl. Riquelme trying to put a bit of order into the Villarreal's play. Done very well there, but Raúl Bravo very quick and attentive. Neat work from Beckham. It's found Figo. Chance for Luís Figo, looks up. It's blocked by Arruabarrena. Throw in for Madrid.
Well, it's a good result for Real Madrid going to half-time. 1-0 and in complete control of the game.
Yeah, they've looked as if they could score a second goal. You have to be a little bit careful about Villarreal. They played some nice stuff, just lacked a bit of decisiveness in the last 25 yards. It's been a very entertaining first half so far, has to be said.
Yeah, we've seen a few fouls.
Both teams who want to play football. Madrid just slightly better than Villarreal, I suppose you'd expect. Second in the table against Villarreal, who are fifth in the table. Here is another chance though for the visitors. Belletti getting forward, and Iker Casillas chooses to punch at full stretch. Good clearance from Iker, had to go for that. And a nice cross from Belletti. Just a few little words there between J.R and Luís Figo. I don't think Figo liked J.R's, I say, full-blooded attempt to win the challenge. And that's easy. Roberto Carlos sends it back to Iker. Just into the closing seconds of the first half.
Iker's sending everybody up front. This is maybe the last chance for Real Madrid.
Certainly not been much of an excuse for the referee to have more than a minute's injury time. And there's Solari once again just nipping in ahead of Battaglia. Figo, lovely little dummy. Referee's given the advantage. Back with Figo. He's looking very lively, Luís Figo. Trying to work the shooting opportunity. It just ran into Quique Álvarez. There's Beckham to Ronaldo. Once again, Ronaldo trying to get in on his left foot, and there Beckham just... a little bit over-enthusiastic on Belletti.
No problems. Both players apologising to each other.
Shaking hands, everyone's friends, and Daudén Ibáñez think that is a good moment to blow the half-time whistle. So, after 45 minutes in the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium, it's Real Madrid 1, Villarreal 0. That goal scored by Santiago Solari. We'll be back soon for the second half. Hello and welcome back to the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium. At half-time, it's 1-0 to Real Madrid. That goal scored by Santiago Solari on 14 minutes. Lovely little move, linking with Figo and drilling a left-foot shot underneath Pepe Reina. Very entertaining first half. Both sides trying to play attacking football, but always Madrid looking that little bit more incisive. Ronaldo forced a good save from Reina, whereas at the other end, Iker's made a couple of saves. None of them that spectacular.
Real Madrid looking better, especially in midfield. Both Guti and Beckham out playing Battaglia and Martí, who are making no impact in the game, and that allows Real Madrid to collect the ball very quickly, go for breaks. Figo has been amazing this first half, and just have to wait for a chance of Ronaldo.
Exactly, Figo has been very impressive. He's played on the wing, but he's also moved inside. He's helped Beckham and Guti, and he's given Madrid that extra man, sometimes with Solari as well, who's played wide, but also hasn't been afraid to come inside. Madrid have sometimes had that superiority numerically in midfield, which, as well as obviously the ability of players like Roberto Carlos, Figo and Guti, just giving them the edge in this game. But it has to be said, they have to be careful against the Villarreal side, who have shown a willingness to play good football.
Also good work from Solari, filling the role of Zidane. Of course, not as skillful as a Frenchman, nobody is in the world, but with a great amount of job scoring a goal. That is very important for a player coming from the bench.
First goal of the season, which is surprising, because Solari, he is somebody who regularly scores 5 or 6 goals a season. Yeah, and you got a substitute who's playing 20 games as Raúl turns, forces a save from Reina. Substitute plays 20 games a season. Someone can come in with 4 or 5 goals a year. That's a pretty good contribution.
That is a good average indeed.
And there Raúl giving a quick early warning to Villarreal.
Raúl probably didn't expect a mistake from Battaglia.
He just fell on his slightly weaker foot. He got the shot on target but couldn't keep it down, and it was easy for Reina. It was Riquelme sending that straight forward to Iker Casillas, and former Real Madrid player Victor, former Real Madrid B team player Victor, warming up on the bench for Villarreal. That will go out for a Madrid throw-in. Yeah, Battaglia, it's a rather strange attempt at clearing the ball, actually. It's neither one thing or the other.
And he risked being called a penalty.
He had his hands basically against his chest to avoid giving a handball, but really, at the end of he was completely caught in two minds there. Raúl Bravo to Mejía, the young central defender, who's had a pretty solid first 45 minutes.
Anyway, it's very important for Real Madrid to try to score a goal as soon as possible.
I think
it gives you extra tranquility for the rest of the game.
It's one of those games, isn't it, where Villarreal have played quite well, the rivals have played some neat football, but if Madrid did score a second goal, you get the feeling they could go on and take them apart. It's all a question of morale. Here's David Beckham, who also forced a nice save out of Reina with a very, very good free kick, and looks as if he could get another chance in the non-too-distant future there as he picks himself ruefully up off the floor.
And at the same time, Villarreal is a kind of team that scores a goal out of nothing. Yeah. They can score in a good break by José Mari, looking for Anderson, whatever. So you better have a 2-goal margin to try to avoid a scare.
Battaglia just leaving his mark on David Beckham, a little bit high with his studs. Riquelme, at least they will have a little joke with Roberto Carlos. Once again, they'll be drawing lots to see who doesn't have to stand in the Villarreal wall. Roberto Carlos is looking optimistic, but the way he's put the ball down, I would be this time putting my money on Mr. Beckham.
Me too. Figo wants a share.
Poor old Luís Figo, he's hardly had any free kicks since Beckham arrived. Right, could well Luana, it's Roberto Carlos.
The Brazilian.
Oof, thundered that free kick in.
Yeah,
and Reina don't think he actually moved.
He was very good, Reina, good reflexes, but at the same time he was very lucky that when the ball went straight to his body.
I think
the ball gone one jar from one side to another.
It's still Madrid though. Roberto Carlos forcing a corner. It's one of those, he hit it so hard that you think a couple of feet either way and
you don't see it.
It would have broken the net. Absolutely thundered that one. Actually, it takes a little dip, doesn't it, as well? To be fair, he got to say credit to Reina, he got his angles right, and he had to. Corner from Beckham, a good corner as well. Whipped in at the near post, causing all sorts of problems in there. Villarreal able to scramble the ball clear.
The ball goes so strongly hit that it goes curling and twisting through air.
It was very difficult for the keeper. And to be fair, Reina, he actually got a...
It's probably better to close your eyes just and punch it.
It's Beckham looking to get into the area. Ballesteros showing a bit of the ball. And Reina not very happy at that, but
I think it's been Ballesteros. I don't see Beckham faking anything. It's been Ballesteros.
Let's have a look. I mean, certainly the thing is Ballesteros is trying to shield the ball back to Reina.
Yeah, but at the end...
Let's have a look. I think there was a bit of the ball visible there for David Beckham to try and stick his foot out at. Let's have a look.
I think it's a kick from Ballesteros. Again. That's a bit careless.
See, but
from Reina has to be quicker in that situation. And now we see...
Oh, he has a go, doesn't he? Yeah, definitely. Well,
there is no need to put your foot...
Apart from the fact that it's an aggression, the ball's still in play.
It is.
So that could well be
a penalty.
Penalty and a red card. To be fair, Beckham doesn't get the ball, maybe just catches Reina, but Ballesteros and Reina between them managed to give him a glimpse of the ball. And if you're the manager, you want your player you want your striker to stick the foot in there, and that's what Beckham did. He did what he had to, and Ballesteros was a little bit naughty and at the same time a bit lucky as well. We said he was one of the hard men in the first half.
He's showing it.
Here's Sonny Anderson. We've not seen very much of at all.
No.
In these first 51 minutes of the game here in the Bernabéu. As it is, Luís Figo stepping back to take the free kick. Yeah, going back to that free, to the Roberto Carlos effort, in some ways Reina was lucky that he hit the ball so hard, because at least when he stuck both fists at it, it meant that his clearance went a long way.
Yeah, Casillas had to be aware, almost.
And now it's Guti.
Good ball.
Lovely precision pass from Guti, and Roberto Carlos has the speed to get there, lobs that one into the area, and Quique Álvarez at full stretch puts that one behind for a corner, which I suspect David Beckham will want to take. That's Josico having a word with Benito Floro. Madrid have taken the corner quickly. Nice work from Beckham. Solari, lovely linking from Madrid. Solari gets in there, but Belletti is able to the block. It'll go for a throw-in this time. Interestingly enough, just as a sign of their small squad, Villarreal have only travelled with 5 substitutes today. They've allowed 7, they've only got 5.
Nice ball from Raúl to Solari.
And the ball, well, bit of pinball in there, but it's gone back to Raúl. And he was very close to getting past Ballesteros there, as it is the big central defender. Able to clear that one. Bravo gets the foot in. Solari gets an intelligent knock on, and Belletti. Well, Ballesteros and Beckham may not be the best of friends, but it's obvious that Roberto Carlos and Belletti get on quite well. No offside against Beckham. And Solari showing good skills. Sebastián Battaglia winning the ball. Great work from Solari. Ronaldo! My word, that is unbelievable from Ronaldo. What a spectacular finish.
Out of nothing. You expect him to tease you, to perform the step overs, to get into the penalty area. You never expect these sorts of long rangers, but he can do it.
Well, I mean, 16 goals in the season so far to Ronaldo, and we're still in January, but it's not just the finish, which is just first time instinct curled in. But what you've also got to praise in that goal is the work the entire Madrid team did, pressing upfield, winning the ball, and basically forcing an attack out of nothing. But what a finish.
Reina doesn't even see the ball coming. It's just
great
an
pass
amazing
from
work
Guti.
of Beckham, stealing the ball from Riquelme, leaving the Argentinian on the ground. Then Guti eyeing Ronaldo.
Wow. My word, what a fantastic goal there from Ronaldo. And that, well, we were wondering a while back whether if Madrid could score a second goal, whether that might open the floodgates. It'll be very interesting now to see what Villarreal's reaction is.
I think Real Madrid are going to play very confident now. Of course, this goal doesn't close the game. You can never assure that, but it eases it a lot.
It takes a lot of pressure off, and you wonder now.
You can concede a goal and still get away with the 3 points. And now you can manage to score. You can have the ball. You can try to perform this. What Real Madrid are doing now, pass them up now backwards, and not risking the ball.
Well, looks like Villarreal are lining up a couple of substitutes. There's Victor on the bench.
Well, Villarreal have to perform offensive substitutions.
But look at this. The ball's given away.
Here's Solari.
Solari wins that. Guti takes it in. Fantastic pass. Very instinctive pass. And if we talk about instinct, that finish from Ronaldo, because it curls such a long way. Spectacular football from Real Madrid. But what impresses me most is we think about Real Madrid flowing forward in attack. What's so impressive about that is the way that Solari and the whole Madrid team were involved in winning possession. So Luís Figo now. Madrid hoping that they've got Villarreal groggy. 2-0 down. Goals from Solari and Ronaldo. David Beckham. Mejía joining the party. Lovely work from the young central defender, Álvaro Mejía.
Ooh, that is a yellow card for Arruabarrena.
Caught there by Arruabarrena, but lovely run from the youngster.
That's a merciless tackle from the Argentinian.
It's what you call a professional foul.
Yeah, that was the 3rd goal of Real Madrid.
It could still be. It's Roberto Carlos territory. Arruabarrena becomes the 3rd Villarreal player in the referee's notebooks. The other ones being Battaglia and Martí. Just clips him as he's going through there. And I think Quique Álvarez, you saw him annoyed with Arruabarrena. In fact, it's going to be a triple substitution. There's Victor, Josico, and I think Javi Venta all ready to come on.
Maybe Martí is coming off. Anderson might be.
Maybe Guaira. We've not seen Guaira at all in the second half. So once again, Beckham and Roberto Carlos.
I think it's going to be Beckham. He scored against Malaga from that position.
They just knocked it short, didn't they? Well, they'd have a little laugh about that. They're not standing in the wall.
Happy days in Madrid. You can see it.
I know this win will put them top of the table, depending what Valencia do tomorrow at home to Osasuna. Beckham to take it once again. Good effort, just took a deflection though. That will go for a corner. I suppose Benito Floro will wait till the corner has been cleared before making his substitution. The golden rule: never make a substitution when you're defending a corner, let alone a triple substitution. Floated in Beckham, that's aimed at Roberto Carlos. We've seen them do that before, Madrid. It's definitely one of their training ground tactics. Beckham sends it long, Roberto Carlos whacks it in. So the players going off, it's Guaira, Battaglia. Missed the last one, and on in replacement are Victor, Josico, and Javi Venta. It's Roman Riquelme going off.
That is really surprising. Riquelme not playing very well today, but he's the icon of the team.
Well, it's not. It's a sort of triple substitution, apart from Victor, which makes me think that Benito Floro is saying, well, hang on. What they might do is drag José Mari into the middle, put Javi Venta out to the right. It's not a particularly, to me, attacking change.
To me, it's a kind of substitution in which you send a message.
Let's just try and get a bit of order into this team now. We've really got to get organised.
You send a message to the players. You really have to try harder. It's what we said before. Floro.
Tell you what, look at this free kick again. That hits Arruabarrena on the head. He's appealing for a handball, but it's
yeah, I think it's in the elbow. I thought that was the elbow of the Argentinian. And if it's the elbow, it's a penalty.
But what the point is, though, it just clips the last man in the wall. It was that close to getting around the outside of the wall. There's Javi Venta, who has indeed gone onto the right side.
Nice work by Solari.
Working hard all over the pitch, Santiago Solari. in many ways responsible for helping set up that second goal from Real Madrid. We're just approaching the hour mark here in the Bernabéu, and it's Real Madrid 2. First goal scored by Santiago Solari on 14 minutes, and the second scored just 6 minutes ago. Stunning left foot shot from Ronaldo, his 16th goal of the season. And there's Esteban Cambiasso just warming up on the touchline for Madrid. And Borja as well. Well, Belletti getting forward. Giving the ball to Iker Casillas, which is kind of generous of him, considering if he takes it quickly, he'll be miles out of position. And Benito Floro still no happier. Not really got any reason to be much happier than before the break. Poor old Benito Floro, the former Madrid coach. Actually, since leaving Madrid, he's gone to coach about half the teams in Spain. Floro, he's been at Sporting Gijón,
Albacete, Madrid.
Twice, yeah, returned to Albacete.
Been in Mallorca.
Mallorca.
He's been in Mexico. He's been in Japan.
Certainly one of the well-travelled coaches in the Primera Liga.
He probably arrived in Madrid very early in his career. It was a
little unfortunate.
Lacked experience.
It's a little bit unfortunate, wasn't it? Because he'd taken Albacete from the 3rd division to 7th in the Primera Liga in 4 years.
Actually, from 3rd to 2nd Division B, from 2nd B to 2nd, and from 2nd to 1st, season per season.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable run, and it did obviously made him one of the fashionable coaches in Spain. But perhaps he needed
kind of a Cinderella story.
But perhaps he needed a couple of seasons at a more, maybe a bigger club than Albacete, before being up to the challenge of Real Madrid. And Míchel Salgado a little bit
going a bit too
hasty
far
in on Victor. Victor, another player who began his career with Real Madrid's B team, never got the chance to play for them. He's played for teams like Tenerife, Valladolid is where he really made his mark. Skillful player, small, good with the ball at his feet. He's got a couple of Spain caps, so he's someone Madrid will have to be careful of. Being somebody who's got a Spain cap, become an international, but yet wasn't quite good enough for Real Madrid. There's Raúl back in defence, conceding a free kick.
And that is when you don't have Riquelme on the field anymore.
A little bit clumsy there, Guti. But to be fair, Daudén Ibáñez could have taken his pick which one of those he wanted to give.
Free man on the wall. So I don't think Casillas expects a direct free kick from that position.
Probably going to be Victor looking to curl the ball in, aiming for Anderson or José Mari. Guti charging out of the wall, and Iker. Ooh, he didn't get the best of clearances on it, but he had to be out smartly to get the block in. And Madrid able to clear that. In fact, it's Ronaldo.
Everybody laughing with Ronaldo.
Able to clear that one for a
He's
corner.
being paid to put the ball inside, not outside.
Good job he managed to contain his instincts. José Mari and Raúl Bravo having a little pushing match there. Good clearance from Guti. That was a horrible bounce for Victor. So Real Madrid able to breathe a little bit easier after those couple of minutes defending. And that's a nasty ball for Iker. He's maybe doesn't go for that with quite the conviction you'd want him to, but Ronaldo, excellent in defence. It's a nasty ball for the keeper, that one, just curling away at the edge of the 6-yard box.
It's an arm-swinging ball.
And he got there ahead of the striker, which is the main thing. Now David Beckham charging through.
Very attentive.
Pretty blatant push on David Beckham, but he gets up and takes it quickly. Very nearly finds Ronaldo.
Beckham always very watchful on whatever is going on the field.
There's Martí, Josico, and Javi Venta. Roberto Carlos deflecting that one upwards. It's flicked on by José Mari, and Madrid able to clear.
Well, Villarreal are asking for a penalty. Ball bouncing completely unintentional on Raúl Bravo. He's not even watching at the ball.
There's no penalty, but there is now a free kick for Real Madrid. Foul on Raúl with 65 minutes gone, and Madrid leading 2-0. You can't give a penalty for that. It's no way is that a penalty. Just bounces up. He doesn't really have time to even get his hand out of the way. It's not as if there's any movement of his hand towards the ball.
Good control by Figo. He's giving a hard day to Arruabarrena.
Having a very good day, Figo, today. And there, Ronaldo! Reina! Good reflexes. Great battling from Ronaldo, mate. Who was in so quickly to take advantage of that error from Ballesteros.
That could have been the third one. And
very
it
easily.
Have been the finish of this game.
Got a lot of power, but Reina did well to narrow the angle. It's Figo. Just a little bit far, allowing Javi Venta to see it out for a throw-in.
7 saves.
A busy man, Pepe Reina.
Only 2 goals, though.
Loses track of it, doesn't he? Ballesteros and the Ronaldo's great reflexes, but Reina does very well just to narrow that angle, makes the block. It's Victor slipping there.
Pitch looks to be.
And that's another hard challenge on Guti, I think, by Javi Venta. Just offside there. In a bit of trouble there, the Madrid midfielder. He just goes over the top of the ball, Josico, there, doesn't he? And
it's not on purpose, it's lack of timing, probably. But it's really painful.
I think his foot slips off the top of the ball, but what it means is Guti gets the full set of studs on the top of his foot, and because that's one of the places where your boot has least protection. It's just below your shin pads, and it's just where the boot's got that nice soft leather. So that is going to have hurt. Play on, says the referee. Looked a bit fortunate there by Esteros. Again, could easily have seen a red card for a little kick out at David Beckham early in the second half.
Nice work by Guti.
Looking fully recovered again. Belletti. Villarreal have really struggled since that second goal. Not quite put anything together. Solari back to Beckham. David Beckham shielding the ball, but Quique Álvarez in there. Good work from Raúl, battling away. And Solari, a clever flick. Raúl should get there. But Javi Venta, he got there, but Raúl's one possession. Look at the cross it. Didn't quite have the angle, Raúl, but once again, excellent battling from the Madrid captain. And Borja and Cambiasso still warming up on that touchline. If they get on, they'll just have just over 20 minutes to go. Still 2-0 to Madrid. Beckham to take another corner. Roberto Carlos lining up the shot. Woof, my word. Well, Reina was at full stretch, and that must have burned the paint off his left-hand post there. Thundering effort from Roberto Carlos. Was it 2 or 3 today?
Reina was very lucky that shot went off target. Almost rattling the woodwork.
13 shots for Real Madrid so far. Raúl Bravo, little push there on Belletti.
It's a yellow card for Brazil, for the Real Madrid centre back.
Daudén at least he's going to miss the next game, which is a bit unfortunate for Raúl Bravo. But at least the referee tries to explain it. Let's have a look. It's a bit of a push there, isn't there? And with Belletti going at such speed, you know, it's going to knock him over. It's not the worst foul you're going to see by a long way, but that means he will miss out on next week's trip to Valladolid. Shouldn't be so important. Madrid beat Valladolid 7-2 at home earlier in the season. You'd have them down as favourites to win in the ground known as the Pneumonia Stadium, the Nuevo Zorrilla, known as the Pneumonia Stadium because it gets very cold there.
There's a flow of wind.
Comes in from the north, doesn't it?
It's freezing.
Fight in there, but no problems for Casillas. Yeah, it's if you're going to miss a game, if you're going to have to miss an away game.
That's the sort of place you don't want to go.
The places you don't want to go, it's Valladolid or Soria to play Numancia in...
Especially in winter time.
In winter, yeah. You don't particularly want to have to go, well, I wouldn't want to have to play in Seville in August.
No, me neither. Or Madrid in August.
No, exactly. It does get a bit warm. But Valladolid in January or February also want to put a big ring around in your diary saying, if you pick up 5 bookings. Ball sent over the top, aiming for Anderson, but well cut out by Mejía. There again, the youngster showing real calm. And possible foul there.
Here comes Beckham.
Beckham back working hard.
Amazing the call of the referee.
Well, Josica gets in and then it's sort of like, well, it's almost as if they're sort of playing horsey, isn't it, really?
Yeah. Then Beckham jumping because he expected the tackle from behind by José Mari.
He's had a couple of... in the first game, they did try to intimidate Beckham, Villarreal. It has to be said, it was a 1-1 draw in Villarreal earlier this season. It was only the second game of the season for Madrid. Antonio Núñez scoring a late equaliser. And some of the Villarreal players definitely made an effort, I thought, to try and intimidate Beckham with some hard challenging. He reacted very well then. He's done so far pretty well today, just to control himself. He's had a couple of moments. There's Martí pulled up for the foul on behind. He's going to have to be careful, Martí. He's already been booked, one of 5 players booked this afternoon by Daudén Ibáñez.
See, Juanfran really took him on.
The young winger, very promising player. I wonder if that'll be for Figo?
He's maybe one of the top prospects in the youth system of Real Madrid right now.
Certainly, it's difficult for him to get a regular game ahead with Beckham and Figo ahead of him, but certainly one of the most promising players in the Madrid youth system, Juanfran.
That was a very good opening from Beckham to Roberto Carlos.
He plays on the wide on the right. He's very languid, but he's got excellent speed and good control. Tall for a wide player.
And he's only 18. He's got a bright future ahead.
Oof, that was a caught Victor, I think, the late challenge there.
Roberto Carlos sending the ball off.
It's José Mari actually in trouble there, I think. And Carlos Queiroz not looking as if very focused on the job in hand there, the Portuguese coach. Oh, so far he's having a good season at Real Madrid. If they win tonight, they will be top of the table. Well, Salgado gets the ball, but his momentum carries through and probably hurts José Mari's right knee. There's Beckham once again.
Wise decision.
Skipping through the challenges, gives the ball back to Iker Casillas. Mejía making the challenge, but the ball's through the middle and still not cleared.
From Victor. Clear handball of Victor.
I think it's Javi Venta who gets into the area, and I think he possibly had a chance to shoot there. Yeah, definite handball against Victor.
Probably not on purpose.
It's just a reflex. Whoops, stick my hands up sort of thing.
The truth is,
you can't play on afterwards.
Yeah. Do you give a ball to your teammate?
So we've got a quarter of an hour left in the Bernabéu. Real Madrid still leading 2-0. Those goals scored by Solari and Ronaldo. Iker Casillas kicks it long. Josico opening it out wide to Javi Venta. Out jumps Roberto Carlos, drops to Victor. And Anderson looking for the clever return flick. No offside, says the linesman. Chance that Javi Venta may have just strayed offside. As it is, Martí lining up a shot, blocked by Mejía. It's great control from Roberto Carlos in a pretty risky area. But all of a sudden, two passes. Roberto Carlos to Beckham. Beckham to Solari, and Madrid are on the break. It's Ronaldo now. Trying to skip through two players, and they just basically closed the gate on him, saying, sorry, Ronnie, you're not going through there. Lovely break, though, from Madrid.
Awesome move. Going past Quique Álvarez and Josico.
But look, 1-2. And it's a narrow gap, and, you know, Ronaldo's not going to get through a narrow gap.
No.
So here is the substitution, and it's an attacking change. Roberto Carlos coming off, and Juanfran coming off on. I can only think that Roberto Carlos has picked up a bit of an injury. What that means is I suspect Solari will drop back to left back, and Juanfran will get the chance to play on the left. Or on the right, if Figo switching over,
Yeah, Figo might switch.
So just 13 minutes for Juanfran to show the Bernabéu crowd what he's capable to do.
And of course now all those set pieces are for Beckham.
There is Roberto Carlos having a little word with the doctor, Juan Carlos Hernández, and just asking him what's what. Yeah. And said there's Copa del
Rey or something.
There's football in midweek, there's Copa del Rey in midweek, then there's a trip to Valladolid, so no point in risking Roberto Carlos.
What we said before, the season is very long, there's still a lot to go with Champions League and the Copa del Rey. You don't want to risk your best players, and Roberto Carlos belongs to the best.
It's so vital for Real Madrid, as he just proves week after week,
year after year.
Possible handball there. Beckham once again picking himself up, showing nice skill, and once again just...
Ooh, he's not happy with Arruabarrena now.
That's a little bit of Anglo-Saxon there, I think, from David Beckham. I think the problem is he caught him on the ankle, which is the one that was infected. That got infected after the Murcia game, and he just... Let's have a look, it's there, he just gets him right on the ankle. Actually, it's yes, that's the ankle that got infected against Murcia. I think it's still a little bit tender for Beckham.
And this late tackle, that is a yellow card for the Argentinian. To me, that was the second one.
Well, if the referee had shown him, it'd have been off.
To me, that was the case. Now Raúl leaving the pitch, I think.
It's Javier Portillo. Another chance for us to see this young striker. Had a great scoring record last season. Scored 5 goals in 200 minutes in the Primera Liga and 8 goals in the Copa del Rey. Is yet to hit that form this season. But he is obviously one of the players in which Real Madrid have a lot of faith.
Well, no wonder he's the top scorer ever in the youth system of Real Madrid. Scored over 400 goals.
He's not a player who actually contributes much to the general play, but there in the 6-yard box, 10 yards from goal, he just pops up time and time again and puts the ball in the back of the net. So, anyhow, interesting for the Madrid fans. Two of the let's put the Pavones on the pitch. No Pavon, unfortunately, but Juanfran and Portillo.
Alongside Mejía and Raúl Bravo. So the youth system is working.
There's 2 more youngsters on the bench. There's Jordi and Borja. I wonder if one of those might get on later on. Here's Victor looking to get into the penalty area. Space for José Mari, and Beckham getting in there. Excellent diving challenge from Beckham. Well, we've not seen so much of the passing from David Beckham today, but we've seen him getting stuck in and making a lot of challenges and covering lots and lots of ground.
In a way, that's what you expect from a defensive midfielder.
Oh, and there, Iker Casillas. At full stretch to deny Belletti. 10 minutes to go. It's Real Madrid 2, Villarreal 0, and that 0 is thanks in great part to that save from Casillas. His 4th of the night. There he is, making a good claim, Iker.
Good ball to Figo.
Getting things going, Luís Figo. Nobody with him. Just couldn't quite find Portillo. And there, Bravo making an important clearance. And lovely play from Santiago Solari, who's also worked very, very hard tonight. Figo to Juanfran. Let's have a look to see what Juanfran can do as he takes on the Villarreal defence and forces a corner. Good pace there from the number 34. Once you get into the 30s, you know it's players from the youth system. And that really is a good save from Casillas at full stretch from Belletti. Hit with real intent, that shot from the full-back. Beckham taking it short to Figo. Mejía again. Looking to get a shot in. A little bit untidy. Victor collecting the ball for Villarreal. He's being hassled by Portillo. And there, look, David Beckham snapping at his heels.
Beckham comes out of nowhere.
Playing at 110 miles an hour, David Beckham at the moment. Luís Figo taking on Javi Venta. Runs into Ballesteros, however. José Mari, good challenge from Raúl Bravo. But Villarreal still able to bring the ball forward. Josico. Mejía getting a header in. José Mari, shooting opportunity, skip past one. José Mari.
Good move.
Victor! Brilliant defending, though, from Mejía.
Juanfran. I think it was Juanfran. It was Juanfran.
Brilliant challenge. Came from nowhere, the youngster. We were expecting him to shine on the wing. José Mari!
No problems.
And there he was, getting back to help out in defence, because that was an excellent chance for Villarreal.
So he's never going to surprise.
Iker from there.
Goalkeeper of Madrid.
All of a sudden this game was opened out.
Good switch.
Juanfran now on the right. Here's the young winger. Side to David Beckham. Lines up the shot, Beckham, but that's just gone wide. See, I wonder if he was looking for Portillo with that Beckham.
Looked like a shot.
Just a little bit more life in Villarreal these last 5 minutes. At least they're trying to go for at least a consolation goal, and there Bravo bringing down Belletti.
Josico not very happy.
I think what he's saying is there's a lot of space behind him when Bravo made that foul. Daudén Ibáñez made his decision, and he's not going to change it.
They're going to take it over. Belletti's still on the floor.
They tried to take it quickly.
It's not really good sportsmanship from Villarreal.
It's been a bit of a threat, though, going forward, Belletti.
Yeah, but at the same time, he has not defended very well.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? He gets forward
Both goals came from inside.
Although it has to be said, that second goal, the Ronaldo goal on 54 minutes, was a bit special. That left foot shot from outside the area. Well,
you cannot dive that way and expect to be called a penalty.
There is Belletti once again. He went down a little bit too easily there, and you know, it's just a waste of a free kick, isn't it? That,
especially in the Bernabéu, losing 2-0 with 5 minutes to go.
And there are, in fact, less than 5 minutes on the clock now as Esteban Cambiasso. Well, that's just embarrassing from Belletti, I'm afraid. He pushes Figo and just hurls himself to the ground, and there's Figo going off. Very good performance from Luís Figo today, really committed to be replaced by that man there, Esteban Cambiasso.
Here comes the express train.
Ronaldo.
Last delivery.
Looks up. Juanfran on the far post, and well,
it was a good chance for Juanfran, and it was Portillo getting in his way, I think.
Yeah, I think Juanfran had more of a chance to get a bit of a run at that one, and Portillo, well, striker's instinct, go for the ball.
And also Portillo's a bit pressed.
Yeah, it's that pressure as a striker.
You score 5 goals in 200 minutes. You have to perform at the same pace.
And
so
he's not done it yet.
Goals.
And there Belletti, and we're still struggling a little bit with that knee. Curls it in. Ballesteros, in at the far post, 2-1. Well, caught napping a little bit there, Madrid, has to be said. And that big man there, Sergio Ballesteros, has put Villarreal back into the game, and that means there were 3 minutes for Real Madrid just to hang on. All of a sudden, you just look back 30 seconds to that missed chance between Juanfran and Portillo. That could have been 3-0.
Yeah, it becomes very important.
All of a sudden, it's 2-1. And that's a good header from Ballesteros. Gets up well. To be fair, it's perhaps Solari, an attacking midfielder, is not the best player to have marking Villarreal's tallest defender.
Yeah, it should have been maybe Mejía or Bravo.
Or even Ronaldo, to be fair. And that's
there wasn't anybody in the posts either. That's usually the job of Roberto Carlos.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a gift there for Villarreal. It just means Madrid have got 2.5 minutes plus injury time as José Mari tries to get himself sent off for pushing David Beckham.
In front of a face
right in front of the referee, where he's a bit lucky to get away with booking there, José Mari. We did say in the first half that now and then he just loses it. Well, he gets a little nudge in the back from
Mejía.
Well, I mean, that's just stupid. Beckham comes in, say, calm down, so he gives him a push as well. Well, you know, there's being an intelligent footballer and there's not being an intelligent footballer, and we'll leave it to you to decide which one of the two José Mari has chosen there. But the only thing you're going to do, by behaving like that, the only thing you're going to do is get at least booked.
And also, you get Real Madrid having extra 30 seconds of time.
Yeah, exactly. We've just had a minute go like that.
And of course, that benefits Real Madrid. 2-1 up.
Now they've only got 1 minute.
Good pressure of Real Madrid. Something they're doing very
They've done really well tonight, haven't they? They've pressed the ball way upfield. And they've won a lot of possession off Villarreal in this situation. Beckham. Throwing goes Villarreal's way. Surprising.
It's a mistake by the linesman.
There's Beckham. Once again, intensive performance from David Beckham in this second half.
Good header by Mejía.
Bit of hit and hope there from Villarreal, and that's gone out for a throw-in for Real Madrid as we're well into the last well, into the last 30 seconds of normal time. It'd be interesting to see how much injury time the referee adds, because bear in mind, Villarreal made their 3 substitutions at the same time. So that should mean we have 2 minutes, two, maybe 3 minutes for the treatment.
Madrid performing only 2 substitutions.
There was a bit of treatment for Belletti not so long ago, but really not a lot of motives for the referee to have more than 2 minutes, 3 at the most. Reina taking the free kick all the way forward. That's only 2 minutes indeed from Daudén Ibáñez. Flicked on. Ballesteros getting in there. Míchel Salgado clearing. So a few nervous moments just to end the night in the Bernabéu, and that should never have happened. And once again, Mejía and José Mari, they're not ending the night at the best of friends. Still in there, over the bar.
Chance of Victor, I think.
Victor, head back, big swing at it. No trouble for Iker Casillas, but a little bit of nerves. Now Ballesteros is upset about something.
Well, there's nothing he can complain about. Oh, there is another yellow card or even red card for José Mari. And he seems... He pretends to referee.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is...
to think that he is the victim.
The way things are going, well, that's a booking
for
Casillas for time wasting.
Well, that is a free booking. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, Iker's not likely to pick up 5 bookings through the course of a season anyhow. What it might mean, though, is that the referee's tempted to add a bit more than 2 minutes. Salgado. Still battling away there, and there's David Beckham. Ooh, little misunderstanding. Bravo, kicking it clear. It's all a little bit more desperate than it should have been for Real Madrid. Bearing in mind, offside by Ballesteros, trying to get into the area. Ballesteros, Sergio Ballesteros. Well, that is embarrassing. Another blatant dive from the Villarreal.
Get sent off.
From the Villarreal defender.
He was already booked, right?
Well, he says it was a penalty. He scored the goal for Villarreal. And
that is his second one. Meanwhile,
Madrid trying to take the free kick. It all got a little bit chaotic in these last closing moments of the game. Ballesteros would be well advised to close his mouth, but it was
I want to see
it was
replay.
good. It was actually quite nice skill from a sentinel defender at the edge of the Madrid area. Seemed to have almost got past Beckham and Salgado, but then he just once again decided to try and fool the referee when he could have done better. And there, once again, things just getting a little bit overheated. David Beckham once again the victim of a hard challenge, and I think the referees decided to take the judgment of Solomon, bring the game to an end to stop it just boiling over. It's just got a bit heated these last 2 or 3 minutes. Daudén Ibáñez blown the final whistle. David Beckham's shaking hands with the referee, the linesman, his officials. Little pat for Arruabarrena. 90 minutes here. It's ended up very dramatically. Real Madrid 2, those goals scored by Solari and Ronaldo, looked to be a very comfortable win. 5 minutes from time, Ballesteros pulled one back. Few nervous moments in those closing instants of the game. Never mind, Madrid 2, Villarreal 1. We hope you've enjoyed it. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.